So, Skylands. It's the setting for the Skylanders universe, which consists of large, floating islands, home to many unique creatures and strange places. These creatures are smart enough to be considered intelligent life. Somewhat. But with an organized society of different intelligent species, there must be a way of organization and a form of governing. Well, to start off, I'll be looking at the idea of a monarchy. And I mean, right off the bat, in the end of Chapter 1 in SSA, we do rescue a family of royal Mabu, but sadly we don't hear from them again. And it really doesn't seem like they actually do anything in terms of a government. And there are other levels like the Cloud Kingdom and Superchargers, which does actually seem like a sort of actual governing monarchy, but it just doesn't seem big enough to have an actual impact on Skylands. And although when it comes to one single person ruling all of Skylands, it really seems that the only true time this has happened has been when Chaos got the upper hand in the beginning of Superchargers, and in ancient Skylands with the conquest of the Archeans. Now, the next thing, a theocracy. Theocracy is where society is led by a religion or gods, or the head of the church or religion. There doesn't seem to be many places in Skylands that believe anything godlike, but it does seem like they hope for the return of these godlike beings who made Skylands using magic and such. And also, I guess, like, the brain and Imaginators is kind of like a demigod to them, so, I mean, I guess that exists. But there's just not enough information for me to call Skylands theocracy. That is up until the great evil Ice Master rises again. Okay, so I know this next part is a funny meme, haha, but, like, let's try to take this seriously. Communism. Now, communism is where the working class is also the government. Of course, it's much more complex than that, but it can't really work in real life due to it collapsing if the trust system doesn't also work. But what about Skylands? In very little cases does it really feel like there's a true working class in Skylands. I mean, I guess you could occasionally find a farm or something in Mabu that would resemble that, but the only really true working class seems to be that of troll factories. So I feel like all other was botanically used magic, but it has been confirmed by many, many levels that trolls straight up have gigantic mechanical factories. And with all the levels they have, which literally just look like World War I, they need giant factories to supply them with their grenades and tanks and such. Which means that the trolls probably have a working class, but with all accounted, and assuming Chaos doesn't intervene, this would really turn to be quite socialist, with more like the groups of trolls owning and whatnot. And that would be kind of a whole nother rabbit hole to get down into, but as cool as it would be to just stop here and for the funny memes say Skylands is socialist, that's not fully true. It more just seems the trolls somewhat are. But now here's the part I think we also coming. Democracy. Now, a true democracy is really, really, really hard to maintain, because everyone has to vote on a decision. So in real life places like the United States, we use a representative democracy, where we vote for people who make those decisions. But what about Skylands now? It really kind of seems like this is the end of the track, because it really doesn't seem to look like too many leading figures, no mayors or presidents or ministers. But this is where another kind of democracy comes in. Tribalistic democracy. It is a mix of tribalism where society are split into groups which organize amongst themselves, and they can thrive individually or amongst each other, but typically in tribalism it also technically follows isolationism, or at least it normally does. Now, the mixing of tribalism and democracy normally is not something that would happen in real life, but in Skylands, it really kind of seems like that has a fair chance of being a sort of way how it would work. Think about how all the different fantasy species have their areas, like the Frost Elves have their kingdoms and such. the Gilmen have their islands and whatnot. Like, I don't know, the Yetis have their areas in the mountains. I'm sorry, I got SWAT Force on the mind. That's really the only thing I can think of. But it really seems to tend to be organized in that or a similar type of format. Now, anyway, this is I'm going to end the video here, but I would like to apologize for my upload schedule. It will hopefully change for the better. And I know it's been a month since they kind of promised I would start making videos and whatnot, but trust me, I really am trying to pursue this YouTube hobby. It just should take a lot of time. Anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. Bye.